the Normal Nerds podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell.
I'm your host who wouldn't feel that bad this week about getting one-shotted, Dave Spades.
This episode is our flagship show, the weekly anime review. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Oh, boy, do we have anime to review.
It's a solid week of anime with a slightly updated studio again, courtesy of Maxwell.
Slightly updated.
What happened here? The tear in the plastic.
Why do you got to point that out?
For our loyal fans. They have the eagle eye. They'll be able to tell.
Yeah. I don't know. It must have been in transit when I brought it home.
Fair
Christmas.
enough. Okay, I just didn't notice it out there. Huh?
Nice comic my older brother gave me.
I love it.
Never read it, but hey, looks cool.
I mean, it's an Iron Man original.
Yeah, Iron Man
Nice.
and cool Captain America.
Captain America, yeah. Nice.
Captain
Love
America.
it. Love it. Yeah, nice and nerdy.
Yeah.
I gotta get some Bills thing up here now.
I know. Now you might have to.
I have to find a Bills thing.
That's why I put the Packers thing on this side.
Yeah. I'll get something a Billsy over here. That's not a bad idea. I like that. Yeah, I like that idea.
You can get one of these voodoo dolls too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm sure they sell those.
Oh no,
I saw a Bills. Oh god, it was like it's not. I don't know how to explain it. It's not a poncho, but it's like a. I only ever know them as like drug rugs. Today, and I was like, oh, I might actually wear that to a game. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun
For like the October games.
Yeah, pretty
After
much.
that,
yeah.
it's like, we need jackets. And
It wasn't really a drug rug. It was like, like the Wild Wild West when they had those like weird half.
Yeah, I know
it looks
what
like a
you're
rug
talking
almost is
I know
over
what you're
them.
talking about.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, but yes, studio will update a little bit, but we got a lot of anime to talk about. We got new segments here. We're doing some new stuff.
Change it up.
Because
Change it up
we
a little
realized to our the loyal listeners thank you. The weekly anime review is by far our most popular thing.
Oh, easily, yeah.
As it makes sense because the whole show was
Created for anime.
Created for anime. And with this anime schedule being a little light, here's how it's going to work from here on out. We're going to talk about the ones we're watching together, and then we're going to talk about One Piece, obviously.
Of course.
And then we decided, since you guys like it so much, we'll put timestamps for the animes.
Yeah.
So you guys do this. We realized we don't have so much time to watch all these anime.
Yeah.
But,
Since
I mean,
like four
if more people listen to the podcast, tell your friends, then we would have all this time.
Yes,
because
we could do 2-hour long anime reviews if
Yes.
you guys wanted and break those up.
But now we're
Good
reviewing 7 anime.
Jeez.
Because Davis is going to review 2,
Yes.
and I'm going to review 2. I'm doing the Slice of Life and Comedy. I was trying to think of the category name for yours, and we're just going to call it Punchy Fighty.
Works for me.
Because Isekai could also be Slice of Lifey and stuff like that.
I think I'm watching a comedy though.
A comedy too.
Yeah.
So it's like yours a little more punchy fighty, mine are definitely less punchy fighty. So I'm doing Slice of Life, but we'll get to those. So the segments are where we're watching together, One Piece, and then we'll jump into the ones we're each watching on our own.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
But let's jump right in to the anime that wasn't always starting first, definitely starting first now, and oh my god, it's so good. My Hero Academia season
7 still,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
out of control. I don't remember. I don't know. I think it's 7. They have so many seasons now. I just don't remember.
Oof.
Dude, this is wild. When they obviously first half of the episode, and then they cut to something else, and you said on previous podcasts, I'm going to say it again, I don't care that they cut away on this huge cliffhanger, because I still want to know what's going on in the friggin' the prison coffin, whatever. I think it's like the sky coffin or something like that.
Yeah, it's like Sky.
This episode was wild. But the first half, we pick back up with Headphone Jack and Tsukiyomi, after Earphone Jack. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Earphone Jack after they got absolutely just one-tapped there by All For One. And
so we thought.
But they're just coming. No, they are Class 1A showing up and doing a full-powered sonic blast with half of her, like pretty much like half power.
That's true.
Like she did full power with like one muscle essentially, which was wild. And then, as I mentioned on other podcasts, that Tsukiyomi would be a lot more effective in this fight if he could use his Shadow Ragnarok thing. And then, of course, he did it, and it was fantastic.
All he had to do was just wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all. He literally had it's like a dog. You have to trick it into thinking it's not this daytime.
Earphone Jack's speech was amazing, incredible, awesome. And then when she's doing her move, and then when the will of the quirks that All For One is taken start stopping, I was like, yeah!
That was dope.
Screw you, dude!
Yeah.
You suck!
That's what you get!
That's what you totally get! I did like how
get quirk herpes!
Did like how I pointed out how he is blind and has no senses, so he had to get quirks that gave him senses.
I also really liked how they pointed out that this wasn't just a random thing. It's that because these were copies of quirks, they had, they're essentially defective, so we didn't have full control over them.
I like that a lot, too.
I like that a lot, too. I
thought
I was going to be like, I wouldn't have hated this still if it was just the explanation of like, oh, it's weakness calling to weakness sort of thing.
Nah,
I'd have been like, okay, that's a little like, it's a little plot armory, but whatever. But then he went on to explain it's like, no, these are like pretty much faulty quirks. So they're not going to be the best and harder to control and all that stuff. And then he just devours one.
I know, that was nuts.
That was insane.
Hawk's great, looking like he's like, you think I've been messing, just missing, but he's been hitting the same spot over and over. And then Tsukiyomi there breaks it up. But really, what is the coolest part of this entire episode?
Yep.
Is after all that, Hawk's doing this thing, blah, blah, when Endeavor comes in.
Oh.
And his arm broke off, and he's still turned into a flame pole. Endeavor is the coolest.
He is the shit. Endeavor's awesome.
His little backstory thing there was great.
Oh, and his dad, too, which is like...
All for One's the worst.
All for One does blow. He is a piece of crap. Oh, my goodness. But that was... When he came in and just... I like how fast they did it, too, and then they cut to his backstory. He just pops up there, tears his arm off real quick like it was nothing. We should have known something like this was going to happen, too, because, like... Because he started doing fist stuff. He started making fists in the last episode with his flame fist stuff. It's like, that could easily replace an arm. Let's see what happens. True. So we should that was foreshadowing.
It was so cool.
It was awesome.
It was so cool.
And then he just like full on like bashes All for One into the ground.
I love Wood Boy there, whatever. Kamui Woods, when he's just like, everyone get out of the way. And they're like, what do you mean? This is a perfect opportunity. He's like, and then Endeavor crashes. He's like, sorry.
Yeah, I know. That was the best part. It's like, oh, God, All for One's down here. Run away. Boo, why? And it's just like,
one of my favorite scenes is when he's just dragging All for One, and All for One's like, well, now you're touched. When he goes to touch him, and Endeavor just pulls some Superman like laser eyes.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah.
I watched that scene literally like 10 times.
That was a great scene.
I was like, that was so cool.
I was so worried about it too, but I was like, oh, perfect, nice. I knew they weren't gonna steal his quirk because like it wouldn't make any sense. Like, once again, anime logic. The villain's talking about his plan. Like, what it's like when the villain tells you what his plan is specifically. Like right there, he's gonna touch someone. You know it's not gonna work. The same thing with the protagonist.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah, so that I knew that wasn't gonna work. But when he shot the laser eyes, I was like, "That's a new power, and it's dope."
It's so cool.
So that was sick. And then the prominence burn is always spectacular.
However,
yeah, I know.
What's this All for One thing doing? He grew an ear, and
he's activating Aries' quirk.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you gonna do now?
Well, so what? So her quirk pretty much it
regeneration.
It's not regeneration. It's like it's rewind.
Oh,
it like rewinds your body. So like he regrew an eye. So depending on what he does with the quirk, he might just be going all the way back to what?
He grew that ear was funny. He was just like
but the eye was what got me because he doesn't have eyes.
That's
so
true. Or
he could that's a good point. Yeah. So he's could be going back to Prime All for One.
That'd be really cool.
Endeavor would be dead.
Yes, Endeavor would
be dead. That'd be dead then.
I thought Endeavor was going to sacrifice himself there for a second.
Yeah, me too.
And I was hyped for it. I was like, this is going to be so cool. Endeavor's awesome. His story was great.
Yep.
I loved when he was thinking back. I love when All for One tried to get to him. He's like, this is your fault about Toe. And he's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, shit.
He's like, I know, and I'm awful for it. I'm like, that's the difference between a villain and a good guy.
Yep.
A villain's just like, yeah, I know I messed up, but I'm whatever. A good guy's like, I know I messed up, but
that sucks. I really wish I didn't do that.
I did not do that. I repented.
Yeah. Now I got to destroy you so that I can make up for it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well, I did love that whole speech about like I got to make sure that I take the old people take this guy out so that the young have like a path forward without obstructions. I was like, oh my goodness.
This is anime of the year.
It's so good right now.
Taking One Piece out of it, obviously. One Piece would be anime of the year. But this is anime.
My Hero Academia just out of control. And that was only half the episode.
I know. And then the second half is all in the sky coffin, as you were saying. Bakugo is such a good character.
Well written.
He's so well written.
Yeah.
His whole like sequence where he's charging toward him and all the things are shooting off and he's like looking back at him and Deku. I was like,
this is so good. This is so good. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so spectacular. And then he's so badass. First off, the equipment he has is spectacular.
It's awesome.
I love how just every season they make Bakugo even cooler with a new quirk move. And then he's so spectacular that he gets Best Genius to start calling him by his ridiculously long name. I was literally
about to say that.
He impressed Best Genius.
Yeah, I know that. Literally, that is so true. I was literally about to say, it's like Best Genius respected him so much. He's like, I gotta say his full name.
Yeah, I had to do it. But the one thing that annoyed me just a little bit though was that like, so he's blasting through all there, making a hole and all that stuff, and it looks like the pro heroes are right behind him. They weren't.
No, they weren't.
They weren't at all. It was like, you have all these comments about being a team and all this shit. And
He
then
might
you're
have been
like,
too fast for them.
Maybe. Mirko's fast, though.
Mirko probably could have got there.
I
but at the same
think
time, I was like, that whole entire thing is...
I'm sure this is all part of the story, obviously. Like, they wrote it this way, so it'd be that way.
saying,
but in terms of the story, I'm just shitting on the heroes.
All those fingers are there. They're probably in the way.
Yeah, but Vago's making a hole.
Yeah, they might have been distracted with, like, other areas.
Maybe.
I'm giving them the semi-benefit of the doubt. Mirko's the only one that probably could keep up with Bakugo. Yeah. The rest of them definitely could not. Especially, like, ultrasonic wave girl, she can't do it.
He was flying a mile a minute there.
Side note, before we get back to that, I did like the whole sequence of, like, showing all, like, the engineers, technology, and the business student kids.
The business students ruled.
Yeah, they were hilarious.
Because, like, there's some, like, that's what the show's been doing for a long time. Like, there's so many, they introduce you to the other part. Because Hero or UA is not just heroes. It's like 5 different courses that you can take, and the business students were always there. I always loved when they showed the business students like at the sports festival, and they're just like, we're recording it all, and they post it all and all that stuff. So they're doing this stuff too, and like and honestly, it makes a lot of sense.
Well,
like,
kid,
this is the most
point. Yeah, it matters.
This is one of the most pivotal points in history right now, and they're on the ground floor to record it right now. So it's spectacular.
He brought up like All Might and everything like that. It's like, do you know how many heroes he inspired? Like,
yeah. So we are here to help with that.
Like, you know.
So I love how they can just show that all the parts of the hero course matter. It's not just the heroes.
I did like one kid complained about like the girl like ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck outside. Whoa.
Nagari, whatever the ultrasonic hero there, was like, her hair can't get any shorter.
That was funny.
That was
hilarious. But yeah, then of course Bakugo with his. Sadly, now he has a broken arm because Shigaraki's a piece of shit.
Sucks.
This version of Shigaraki's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, let's get real. Like,
I hated every version of Shigaraki, but I really hate this one.
UA has done not UA. My Hero Academia does such a good job with villains. It's cranking now.
Yeah, is the ice cream truck like right outside our window? Like that's insane.
It might be.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, it's just adding to the effect of the show.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anyways, so as Bakugo got his arm brutally broken
and then Shigaraki knocked down everyone pretty much.
Yeah,
not everyone, like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, but hey, next episode, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Next
because now they're all knocked down, and Bakugo's like, he's still so far away from me. And now it's gonna be the top students minus Deku at UA coming to with like, I mean, this trio hasn't been together really since oh god, what's slide through things boy Lemillion lost his quirk. So now this trio, like, this is the trio of UA right now. So they're gonna be coming in. I'm pumped to see what they can do.
Yeah, I do like how they get a little quick view of Deku flying, which is like, I love it. It all started with Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball nailed it. It's just like the main hero showing up at the end.
I know.
It's great. It's great. When they finally, like, I've mentioned it 1,000 times on the podcast, and I've mentioned it 1,000 times over, Naruto's entrance scene in the Pain arc is still one of my favorite entrances.
Oh, spectacular. I loved it.
It's not one of mine. It is my favorite entrance scene in all of anime. Yeah. Like, I've never seen an entrance scene be more badass.
It was pretty sick.
But yeah, I can't wait for next week. This episode was one of those that the second it started, I was like, well, everyone who hates My Hero is dumb.
Yeah, that's facts. My Hero is out of control. I don't care if you don't like their fans. This show is just so beyond their fans. It's so good.
Also, the manga does end this year.
Oh, so we got a good amount of time still then.
Manga does end
at least another season then probably.
Maybe. Unless they just keep this one going. Who knows?
Let's go. Yeah. I'll be down for that.
Maybe just one more. I don't know. It's kind of hard to...
It's hard to gauge manga.
It depends how many chapters they are behind. They literally could just be like 20, which is only like 10 episodes.
That's a good point, yeah. So,
we'll see. But it is great.
As long as it's not a stupid movie, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that would be really annoying. I would not put that past My Hero.
They're putting another movie out already, though. So it's supposed to be their last movie, too.
Okay, so.
But who knows? I don't know.
Let's move on from My Hero. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Anime. Amazing. Let's move on to Tower of God, Season
2. Good episode.
It was a great episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Just another test.
I love, I gotta remember his name. The blonde-haired kid.
Blonde-haired kid.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Wow, Wang John Joe.
This rich kid, whatever.
Douchebag.
He sucks.
He is awful, yeah. He's such an asshole. And the flame, of course, you have your Sakura-esque flame girl, except she's actually strong. It looks like...
And I'd pick her for my team.
Yeah, there you go. Sure, yeah.
I'd pick her for my team.
Too bad Bam only has eyes for Rachel. Which, every time they cut back to this story about the stars and Rachel and stuff, I just get angrier.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, she's the worst.
She's horrible.
She's the worst.
Bam does not deserve... Now he's like some terrorist of the tower.
I will say this. Yes, he's a part of a terrorist group, which I mean, I guess the tower is awful. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't seem the worst, but
who knows?
But the one thing I will say is I'm more excited. The one thing I'm really excited about this blonde-haired kid is like, though I do love how badass Bam is, it's like, let's just give him a little more personality.
That'd be nice, yeah. But I think he'll get it as it goes on.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like he had all that personality and then he got crushed. Yeah. So now
that's why I think the blonde-haired kid is.
Blonde-haired's gonna drag out of him.
He's a goddamn bard.
He really is. When he stood up there, it's like, please pick me!
I'll dance and sing.
That was amazing,
oh my God. And then he groveled. And I love when this silver hair guy came over. He's like, I have a sick sister. He's like, he's clearly lying. And then when the girl's like, I like you. He's like, that's my sister. I was like,
I was dying laughing. That was
I love the silver hair guy, honestly. He's such a punk, but like, I like him a lot.
He's fun. He's a fun guy. He's fun. He's that rapscallion. I did think although the douchebag kids, his crew with the arm there, that was pretty sick.
That guy's
cool. Character design is pretty cool. Yeah.
But why is he so low? That's one of the things is that he's got to be a piece of garbage.
Oh, probably, yeah.
He's just hanging out to beat on people that are just weaker than him.
Yeah, probably.
Because he knows once he goes higher up.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. That makes total sense. Yeah,
he's just a piece of garbage.
Yeah, that whole team looks like a piece of garbage.
I know.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I did like when the blonde hair kid's like looking around at all the people, and the one guy's like, the loan shark's like waving, and then the camera goes by and comes back. He's like,
no! What are you doing here?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was like, they're going to shut all my organs. I'm going to be a skeleton.
He is right now, really honestly, the main character.
Oh, 100%, yeah. 100%.
And I'm here for it. I love this kid.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's comedic relief. And once Bam gets his shit together, it'll be more on him. But it's really just impressive. It's really just fun to see right now and all that stuff. So I'm digging it.
Yeah, whatever that weird childlike thing, eating food, running the test. I don't know what he was, but he's like
regular lover.
No, he hates the FUD.
Ranker lug. Yeah.
He hates the FUD.
He hates Fug.
Yeah, Fug.
Fug.
It's
Fug. Fug.
I
want to say Fug because that sounds better, but I think it's Fug.
Whatever it is.
FUG.
The terrorist group. Yeah. That's going. That like everyone's like isn't real, but I'm like clearly it's real.
You're looking. He's wearing the symbol that you all are scared of.
It's clearly real.
When Bam touched the test thing, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm just like, there's no way this doesn't just explode at his fingertips, and it did. And I liked how he just had to touch it.
That was awesome.
That was sick.
I was so excited. I'm so glad that the anime and it's so obviously predictable that they were going to do it, but that he was going to be last to do it.
Yeah,
but I'm so glad.
I thought it was spectacular.
I'm so glad.
Oh, so cool. I'm really digging the gentle giant there with his
he's cool.
His thing over his arm there. He's pretty sick. He's pretty fun. Cool. Oh my god, the scene when they're all waiting to go into the next test room and they're eating the candy bars.
Yes.
And silver hair guy, and they're just like, oh, this is so nice. Silver hair guy just has his hand out in the light and just like, I have plenty, eat up. And he's just like,
well, he's like, candy bars, like trying to shit on them, but clearly he wants one.
He wants one. He's had the hands on the entire time.
It's just like.
I was dying laughing.
I was actually hoping, and I knew it wasn't going to be a thing, but it would have been really cool if like the little girl was like smarter than you think she was. She was like, oh, here's candy bars, blah, blah, blah. And then it would have all gave him a bump of strength.
That'd
and like
fun,
didn't know it. Like that she actually like set it up. That would have been kind of cool. But regardless, she's just a dumb little girl.
Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do?
But it wasn't really much of a crazy episode.
No. I'm pumped to see what this game is though. That's gonna be a
really good episode.
Every time one of these rankers comes up with a fun game, it's like every time they do one of these test games, it's a good time. It was like remember last season, their test games were fun. It was hide and seek, and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I think also, I don't know if it's you anime fans who have done this to us. I know me and Davis maybe have complained about this in the past, and we kind of changed our way on it. I don't know. Seems like every new anime that comes out doesn't have a preview.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
It's really weird. I don't know.
I want to see the preview.
Yeah, so let me know what's going on.
My Hero's preview looks awesome.
Yeah.
One Piece's preview looks awesome. Like it's just like all the ones I watched don't even. It's a slice of life, and the other one's a comedy. They don't have previews.
Does mine have previews? I don't think I checked.
I don't think they do them anymore.
I don't know what that's
Kaiju number 8 didn't have one.
Yeah, that's weird.
What was the other anime we were watching?
It's over.
It was Kaiju number 8. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer had
they just
announced the next title, which whatever.
Yeah,
Mushoku Tensei doesn't even have one, which is annoying. They just the next title of the episode.
Yeah, it's just like
Freerun didn't even do that. Freerun did that. I did. It was cool what Freerun did. Cool. Where it was everyone talking about what it was, but like, come on, give me something.
It must be the new anime thing.
I guess so.
People probably complain too much.
I hate it so much. So that's whatever. That's about everything that happened in the episode. I'm just it's so far it's the second season, second episode, second season. So far, I love it.
Yeah, so far it's very interesting. Love the music once again. Show's great. I love it.
Okay, but now it's time to talk about the episode.
Let's move on to spoiler alert. We are now moving on to the One Piece segment.
Egghead Island. Oh my god. Before we get into poor Eustace Kid, dude, fucking Egghead. What the fuck's going on there right now?
What do you mean?
Blackbeard's there.
Oh yeah, Blackbeard showing up.
Like, what the fuck?
When when his ship showed up, I was like, I literally watched the scene 3 times to confirm in my own head that even though I knew it was Blackbeard's ship, I was just like,
I wasn't paying I had to look away for a second because I was just like, because they were just running the ships for a second there, and I was like, oh, I got a second here, and then I came back and I just saw the edge of the wood, like the wood log, and I was like, oh, and then just like my brain started spinning, and I was like, what?
And then
what?
And then the flag pops up.
Where's Law?
Yeah, where is Law?
No. Oh God, I really did not expect. That singular scene right there just flipped everything. I did
not expect that.
I thought the Eustace kid fight thing was going to be more important this episode. That singular scene to me is more important right now.
It definitely is.
Because it's just, holy moly.
Blackbeard is not, he's the worst.
He is the worst. Almost as bad, as bad as York.
He's worse than York.
He is worse than York. York's a piece of shit right now.
Yeah, York's an idiot, but like, he's the worst. But yeah, I'm
just trying to segue.
That scene was nuts. However, yes, this episode, everyone knows what this episode's all about.
Yeah.
First off, it's been 25 years, as pointed out on a post. And it's been 25 years, and we finally got to see Shanks fight. And he just did Divine Departure.
Yeah.
Like Goldie Roger. And it was orgasmic.
It really was, dude. From every second that Shanks, the moment Shanks drew Griffin, and they had the actual Griffin show up, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. All the way through, I was just like, I felt bad for Kid. I low-key wanted Kid to like actually able to hold his own in this fight.
I know.
I was kind of rooting for him, not gonna lie.
No,
ever since Shanks started, like, I'm going for the One Piece. I'm like, someone knock him down.
I wasn't rooting for Kid to win, but I was rooting for like him just to at least like damage Shanks.
Yeah, just like show that he actually like he fought Embers of the Sea. He should be able to do something like this. Nope.
I got the idea in my head watching it that I was like, when Shanks was like, they showed his ridiculous allies, the dumbest people ever.
Horrible.
Then all the people on Island like, no, don't leave me in. Then even Shanks is like, our allies are notoriously weak. I was like, oh my God. Shanks is even stronger than I thought he was.
Yeah, he doesn't even care. He can protect all of them. It doesn't matter.
Literally protect all of them. His observation hockey is so strong.
He saw the actual full-on future.
I love his second page. He's like, yeah, he must have saw something he didn't like.
Oh,
when Shanks jumped on the one boat just to jump to another boat, and him just jumping on the boat caused it to go in the water, I was like,
oh my goodness. And he's pretty much just flying all the way to Kid. I was like, oh no. Yeah. And in that future vision there, I was just like, oh, I mean, like, I don't know. When Kid shot all those guys, I was like, I kind of love this. I think this is great that he's wrecking destruction on these weaklings. I was like, yeah, Kid, let's go.
The Dan Punk was awesome.
Oh, it was so cool. Too bad it never happened.
Too bad it never happened.
We tricked you. Yeah, we fooled you.
It didn't happen.
I
should have known because it was a different color.
I thought that. One Piece has been doing that. Like, One Piece has been so crazy with the animation lately that I thought, like, oh, maybe that's just their artistic choice right now. Lo and behold, it's just observation hockey that's out of control. And so he is. I do love that he's Divine Departure. Oh, I think that's so he just learned everything from Roger. Cool. So we got a mini King of the Pirates here. Cool, awesome, nice. Good luck, Luffy. So when he just Divine Departure to him, I was like, well, the world hasn't seen this move in about 16, 17 years, and
that
it's
animation
insane.
Was nuts.
I know, it was a one-time.
Also, once again, Kids Crew sucks. Also, Kids Crew sucks. Obviously, like with Kid and Killer going down.
Yeah. They were literally useless. They surrendered.
Which
I know, but I just want that crew to be more. I know there are 3 pirate crews that I actually want to be like pretty solid on their own. One's Laws, one's Kids, and obviously the Straw Hats.
Which they are solid on their own.
But they are solid. I want the rest of them to be like not just like the Straw Hats, but like come on, like have at least 4 members that can do something. I was like I started getting jazzed. They really fucked me on this episode. I was getting jazzed when they were all like, when Kid was like getting pwned together, and all the crew was like, "We're gonna get him."
They were more detailed drawings.
I know. I was like, they fooled us. They fooled us. Oda got us. It's like, oh, we're gonna finally see his crew, who we've been calling useless for so many episodes now since Wano.
I didn't also like their thing to Shanks is like, here's the poneglyphs. Like Shanks doesn't already have these.
Yeah, what are you talking about? That's
Like,
what a ridiculous thing.
then
And they get destroyed anyways.
Yeah, the Elbath pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, the Elbath giants there.
The sovereignty intact, yeah.
That was, first of all, awesome. And I agree with their point. They're like, if you're going to attack.
Yeah, they're not wrong for what they did.
No,
it's the move. It's a good idea. That was just that poor ship. I love that ship too.
It sucks too because literally, as the announcer said, is like, and that's the destruction of the kid pirates.
That sucks.
Like, think about that. Think about what happened. Think about what's happened in the recents of One Piece. The Law pirates, the Heart pirates, have been destroyed.
Maybe
the Kid pirates have been destroyed.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kid and Killer will come back. Obviously,
yeah, because no one dies in One Piece.
But
maybe, hopefully, maybe not Law. Oh, God, Whitebeard, Blackbeard's ad fucking bad.
I know.
Anyways,
it was such an insane. The animation is just like, this is one of those where like this is like One Piece is goated. Like it's
it
just
really
like,
is.
You can't, like a guy swung one sword, and I was like,
oh my God, it's so beautiful.
We all waited forever for this.
I know. Well, yeah, forever. 2 weeks since we found out about it.
No, I'm saying like, but you've like waited 20 years to see Shanks do anything.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's true. That was, I don't even know, like, it was funny too. It's like, what's all the info we have on Eustace Kid? Here you go. Didn't need it at all.
I know.
Didn't even remotely need it.
Said he was from the South Blue, which I thought was interesting.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Who's else? So we have Eustace from the South Blue, Luby's from the East, Kid or Law was from the North. Is anyone from the West Blue? Is there a West Blue? Have we ever heard about the West Blue?
There might be. I don't know.
There probably. Yeah, I mean, there has to be a West Blue, but I've never even heard of it. Anyone from it? Regardless. It was spectacular. The loss of that ship just sucks too. That was such a cool ship.
That was such a cool ship.
That was an awesome
ship.
Punk
is so cool too.
Damn. Well, Kid had such a huge arc in Wano that just like you can't now that we haven't liked him since Sabaody, but
I've liked Kid. Yeah, you liked it since he came in. Yeah. Right. What happened there?
I don't know. Something. I think I said the table a few times, but anyways,
tighten it up.
I'm going to.
But the audio's still good too.
That's good. All right. So, anyways, that's not right, but it doesn't really matter.
You still something.
There we go. Yeah, it sucks for the destruction of that crew. Obviously, yeah, they will come back. It'll be fun when they come back, but man, and then Shanks is only worried about Blackbeard.
I know, but he really does not like Blackbeard. No one should, because Blackbeard
gave him that cut. That's what they showed the episode. Yeah, they focused on it. Yeah,
the to be continued. Whoosh, that was
I was
awesome.
like, oh man. So this was an absolutely spectacular episode of One Piece.
One Piece is just too good right now. That's like, it's just like this is like, people are just not even noticing how good it is, honestly.
I know. I'm low-key impressed with, not low-key, I'm always impressed with One Piece, but I'm impressed this episode with Oda and the makers that they could show what happened with York and the Seraphim in the span of 3 minutes. Usually, something like that would be half an episode. And they did it in the span of 3. So it was, oh man, it was good. So I literally, and next week's going to be even cool. Well, I don't know. We'll see if next week's cooler. This is a tough one to get over. Because next week, we're going to go see where Kobe's at on Beehive Island, I think it's called.
Feebleland.
Never mind.
Pirate Island.
I thought it was called Beehive. I thought the announcer called it that.
Maybe he did.
Regardless, whatever Blackbeard's island was.
Next week will be... I'm very excited. Oh, sorry. I'm doing something. I'm pouring apple juice.
Yeah, apple juice. I'm pretty sure that's it. Actually, no, it might be good. Yeah, all right. Yeah, apple juice.
Apple juice.
Very fizzy apple juice.
Yes. Next week will be actually better than this episode if they cover the right amount of chapters, because your boy is caught up in the manga.
Really?
I am 100% caught up on One Piece. I know this arc is insane.
Really?
Kuma's backstory is incredible.
Damn, dude.
Next episode, if they cover the next 2 chapters, holy crap.
How long did it take to catch up?
That's like a day and a half. They're only 40 chapters behind.
Oh, wow, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Nice. That's sick, dude.
This arc is crazy, dude.
Nice. Did you read about this fight?
Yeah.
Oh, was it still good? Was it still good?
No. I waited. I read about this fight. Obviously, the animation was better and everything.
Okay. Was it still fun to watch though? Like no one happens or anything.
Oh my god. Okay. Honestly,
that was my biggest problem with Attack on Titan.
Reading the manga for me, there's certain scenes I'm already jazzed to see. Like,
Bumped.
no spoilers here, nothing crazy. You already know this is going to happen, so it's regardless, whatever.
Yeah.
But the island they're going to is with Kobe. Garb is heading to that island.
Yep.
Wait till you see what Garb does.
Pumped. Can't wait to see it.
No, this arc is crazy awesome. It's so good.
Nice.
Where they are at the manga, they're finally getting off Egghead.
Really? Okay, cool.
Kind of like it's a cutscene, but man, this anime is about to go nuts.
How's the pace? Like, obviously, One Piece is like waste time. How's the pacing in the actual
None
manga?
of it. There's no wasting.
Really?
Dude, this arc is crazy.
Okay, pumped.
This arc is.
Maybe I'll catch up. That's fine.
They do a thing. First of all, Kuma's backstory. Oh,
I'm sure it's gonna kill me.
oh my god. Fuck the Celestial Dragons so much.
I know they're bad people. They're assholes.
Kuma has the best backstory. Kuma is awesome.
All right, pumped. All right, nice.
There's a reason he holds a Bible. He's a priest.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. Regardless, there's no slowing down. It's all craziness. The only thing I will say, there is a point where Dr. Vegapunk gives like a speech.
Uh-huh.
And in the manga, it literally, like, he starts a speech. I was like, he's like, I'm going to tell you all about, like,
all the stuff.
the blank history.
Yeah.
And then it's like 10 chapters of him slowly telling it and just barely giving information. I'm like, God damn it. And then the one part of his speech, he goes, and I will tell you what the will of D is like, and then he doesn't say that part.
Oh, lovely.
But
how's the cover art in between there?
Awesome.
It's fun. All fun goody stuff. Because that's all canon, everybody.
I will tell you this, is like, it was impossible to put down.
Nice.
It was
Okay.
impossible to put down.
All right. Okay. I like it.
And I will also say this, is that I understand why everyone was hyped about Gear 5. Gear 5 in the manga is way cooler.
Really?
Yeah, when it's in the manga, it just hits. It really hits.
Shit, I'll have to go check
when
that out.
Luffy shows up, like Gear 5 mode or something, you're jazzed about it. It looks good.
Did you just like go and spot check episodes?
What do you mean?
Like, obviously, you didn't start reading when did you start reading manga?
Week.
Last week. Okay, so where'd you start?
With this Shanks episode.
Okay, so you went back and read the...
No. Like, Luffy goes Gear 5 a couple times.
Oh, when he goes, you read... Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant when it first happened. Okay.
No.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. I'll check it out.
It's this arc is... I'm so excited watching the anime.
Nice. Okay,
It is crazy. Also, Sanji's a badass.
Nice.
And one thing you will love is you always say Kizuru gets in the way. God damn, does that motherfucker get in the way?
I know it. He's
Wait
coming
until
too.
he gets so in the way constantly. Sanji has a great arc this arc.
Really?
Frankie does not.
Ah, that's sad. Oh well.
But
Frankie.
This arc is insane. As the animation comes out, I'm going to start losing my mind.
I can't wait. Nice.
This is the best arc yet.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's crazy.
All right, let's go. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
So as someone who, for this first time in history, I know more about One Piece than you.
This is facts. Yeah. I might have to change that up. We'll see.
It's a super easy read.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. Like, I checked through like I had the first 3 volumes out there. I was like skimming through them. I was like, oh my god, this is like no problem.
Yeah. The second you get Kuma's backstory, it's over. Like you're just like,
okay.
Dude, his backstory is you learn more about Dragon. You learn more about Ivanka.
All right.
Yeah.
You saw me.
No, his backstory when there's the ending of his backstory, I was literally like, oh my god, it's gonna be way sadder than the anime, obviously, because when like the animation and music and everything like that. But when his backstory ended, I was like, he has a line at the end of it, and I was like, Oda, you son of a bitch.
Nice. Did you just read it totally illegally online?
No.
Totally legally online, I mean?
No, they have it on. They have like certain apps that just have it all for free.
Sick. All right, I'll check those out. Nice.
Yeah,
it's on an app. Ooh,
like Manga Plus or something like that.
Nice,
Yeah.
Nice. All right,
they usually don't have. So they're on chapter 11, 1120. That's what they're on right now, and then which they usually the one I was reading. You can't reread the panels.
Okay.
So you can read the chapter, but you have to pay to reread them.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, okay. So that's the end of the regular episode.
Yeah, now we're on to what we're
play testing right now.
We're going to keep doing this because we're just going to cover as much anime as possible. And for all the people out there who are probably like, oh, they only do Shonen, which that's primarily what we do, minus Spy X Family.
Yeah.
We thought it'd be a good idea. We're going to give you guys more anime. I'm reviewing the slice of life and comedies. You're reviewing more punchy fighty / comedies.
Yeah.
And we each have 4 shows. So you want to just go, you go one, I go one, you go one, I go one?
Sure. Sounds like an easy plan, yeah.
All right. So what was your first show?
First one I watched, it's called Banished from Another World. It's an isekai, but
how many
in my
episodes
opinion,
is it?
Right now it only has 1 out.
Only has 1?
It only has 1, yeah. Both these episodes only have 1. I mean, I think Wand and Sword have 2 out, but I haven't seen the second one just yet. Anyways, banished from another, or kicked out of another world, it's pretty funny so far. Definitely not like not a full podcast review one, but it's the premise is it starts out there's some tortured writer looking all like depressed and shit.
Oh, okay.
Him and his like, it's in black and white. Him and his like lady love are about to like jump into the rapids and commit suicide, like poetically.
Whoa, what the hell?
And there's this like, they have this. The only thing in color is this red tied band. They tied each other so they can both die together and all this stuff. And then out of nowhere, Truck Coon comes through in the woods and kills them.
No way!
And this is how he gets kicked to another world. Literally out of nowhere.
Were you dying laughing?
I spit my coffee out. I was laughing so hard at it.
That is
it was
hilarious,
awesome.
Dude.
So, anyways, yeah, it's a very fun anime. He ends up in this new world, and immediately he runs into this like priestess. That's where he gets like kicked to. And the priestess, she's running him through like the whole like the usual isekai stuff. It's like, you got banished here. You probably got hit by a truck, right? That is the otherworld recruitment agent.
That's funny, dude.
So I love how they're doing that.
That's
great. In recent times, there was a book I was reading actually that's been talking about Truck Coon a lot, and like how it's actually like an agent of other worlds that just like that's taking people out, people who are like depressed and sad and all this stuff. And so he opens up this window. He's looking out at all these dragons, this world of wonder, and all this stuff. And she's going on she's explaining it all to him. And then there's this pill bottle rolls across the ground as he is committing suicide again.
Really?
He's trying to kill himself. He wants to die so badly. We don't fully know why he wants to die. Oh, he's just depressed as shit.
Oh, man.
And so the priestess does like her little like she magics him back to health. And he's like, no, I want to die.
Dude.
And he can like throughout the trope that he has is that he's always just eating these pills.
That's funny,
like constantly.
Dude. That's
and
good.
So it's very the opening was very interesting in that sense, and he has main character vibes because the entire time he's just depressed. He's still looking for like he's literally just like blank stare eyes, like my whole life's a failure sort of thing. And it's actually apparently endearing to the priestess because all the people that have been isekai to her are like pretty much like stuck up people. Like, oh, I just pulled the sword out of the stone and I'm magic and all this stuff, blah blah blah. And he's just like, nah, I don't really want to die.
So are they in this world?
They're in this world. They're staying in this world for now. Who knows?
No, what I'm saying are those previous people in this world?
As far as I know, she never said they were sent back, and we didn't see any like detailed people, but we saw like like little cartoonish people she's seen in her mind before. Oh, okay. Like because she's been doing it. Like this is her job. She does this all the time. When she explains the isekai stuff. By the way, his stats are awful. He has 1 HP and no skills.
So he's not a Mary
He's a writer.
He's not a Mary
Well, maybe we'll see.
Why?
He's a writer.
What do you mean,
okay,
maybe?
so he leaves the church that he's in, and she's already like, this is gonna be a harem. She's already smitten with him because he's different. And so he's on his way. He's just looking for a spot to die now, and he's like looking for a spot to die. He has the level up voice is inside of his head, and he's like, please stop talking, you give me migraines. And so
this is hilarious.
It is actually really funny.
Yeah.
Runs into this very busty cat girl, and she's being attacked by a living tree monster, and it's actually getting really sexual. Like we got roots up in her shirt and upper pants. So I was like, ugh. But anyways, and he's like, she's like, save me, and he's like, I could write a story about this. And she's like, no. Save me. Okay. You're too high up. I can't.
Oh my god.
And then the tree hangs him, and he's like, oh well, finally gonna die.
Oh my god.
And lo and behold, the tree uses this thing called life suck, and it's like, so it's supposed to suck the life out of you and all this stuff. So his body's so polluted with cigarettes and pills that it kills the tree because he's so fucking toxic.
This anime is great.
It is, and then the tree dies. He falls down. Then the whole point now is that he saw the red band, and the whole rest of the point of the story is going to be that he is going to go. He remembered that he wanted to kill himself with his lady love, so he's going to go find her now, and when he does, they're going to commit double suicide again.
I love that.
So that's what the whole premise of the story. He's already building a harem because Cat Girl's going to follow him.
Okay.
We don't know her name because every time she tries to talk and tell it to him, he's like, meh. And so we haven't heard her name.
So how would you? Okay, so I was thinking what we do for this segment. We're starting right now. Then we're gonna review week to week episodes. Right now, this is our first. We're just talking about the shows. Right now, where would you think out of 10 this show is gonna be?
The show is gonna be like a solid. Right now, it's gonna be a solid 7 show.
Oh,
I
7,
think.
okay.
7. It's really funny.
Seems
don't get me
higher
wrong.
than 7.
It might be. We're gonna see. It's really funny. There were some slower parts to it, but overall, the premise itself is hilarious. Maybe a 7.5.
It's kind of fresh.
Yeah, it is. I like it a lot. Yeah,
fresh,
it's like he just wants to kill himself. End of the episode. So the priestess girl shows back up, and they're like, that's like he starts building his harem because she's enamored with him.
Of course.
He finds his coffin just like in this pile of garbage. He's like, oh, what a perfect spot to sleep. Closes it, and he's like, drag me to the next city.
Oh,
and
my
so
God,
she's dragging him to the next
funny.
city.
That's
Anyways, I think it's a 7.5. We're gonna see. It's very funny. I laughed through the entire thing.
Nice.
I'm really excited to see where this goes. But overall, this was very. When we didn't roll for this, I was like, "Oh man, that sounds like a really good episode, like really good show." And I totally thought I was gonna be like some punchy, fighty.
Yeah,
thing.
it seemed like
it's fucking hilarious.
By the way, we're basing all of these shows. We did my anime list and like the most popular ones.
Stuff off of that. It's very hilarious. If you want a good comedy, I recommend that right now. There's only one episode out right now, so it's a good spot to start like getting on the ground floor with it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm pumped to see it. It might have some emotional moments in it too. I don't know his backstory. I don't know why. He literally says like, "Oh, it sounds like I don't know." It's he pretty much said that his entire life is a failure. So I want to know. And not like it's like cry whiny boy. Like he actually looks depressed about it. So I'm interested to see what it's about.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
The pill thing was getting me though. He's
That's
just always eating
funny,
pills.
Dude. My first one that I watch is My Deer Friend Nokotan. This anime is one of those that is very difficult to explain.
Oh, no.
So it starts out with this girl who's like, obviously she's the best in school. Like, she's got the best grades. She's the best at sports. Everyone's enamored by her, blah, blah. Lo and behold, she was a delinquent in the past.
Okay.
And she literally was like, I can't let anyone know that I used to be a delinquent. And then it shows a picture from Mikey from Tokyo Revengers.
No.
And she's like, dang it. She's like, the manga made me like this. And it literally cuts to her like with a bat, like beating up people and kind of stuff. That is not even important.
Really?
No.
Oh, I love this.
She bumps into a girl who has antlers.
Okay.
On her, and she's a deer apparently. I don't know. This show is straight up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fucking weird.
Oh, it is all over the place?
It's crazy, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm not even going to really talk about the first episode that much. The deer girl, when she first shows up, in the school, she literally breaks the wall walking in, and it's slow motion. The song's like Shika, which is like Japanese for deer. It's like it is dramatic music, and all the pieces of the stone of the wall come flying, hitting students, and they're just smiling, and it just like breaks into their face, and they're bleeding. And the main character girl's like, "What is happening?" and then they're all like, "Oh, nice to meet you." They don't even care at all.
No, wait, it's just a deer.
It's a girl with antlers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then when the girl sits down, she's like, "Oh, it's Miss Delinquent," because she has the vibe that she's Miss Delinquent because her horns have like radar. And everyone's like, "Oh, is she a delinquent?" And then she's like, "You won't take this serious, but not what just happened." What I love about this show is the main character is the only person who has a base.
Yep.
Like she's just like, "What the heck is going on?"
One with standards.
The second episode was incredible. That's the most recent one that came out today. Incredible. So the deer girl starts a deer club.
Oh, God.
And forces pretty much the girl to get into it.
Oh, God.
The main character girl. And there's this one girl who destroys the deer club because she hates the deer girl and all this. Nokotan is her name. Hates the deer girl and all this kind of stuff. And then so the main girl made the club nice at 3 a.m. in the morning. She made it all nice, blah, blah. That's I think it's Kushiatan. Made the club nice. And then when she shows back up, it's all destroyed. And the deer girl's there and she's like, "It's dangerous here. Someone's been trying to attack me." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And then she's like, "Someone threw spears at me." And there's like a clip of spears flying at her, like one stabbing her in the head.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of water bottles, which I don't know what the hell that was about. And then the main character girl literally pulls up the scene of her being stabbed by spears. She's like, "How did you survive this?" The narrator is amazing too.
Oh, I love a good narrator.
Narrator's like, it's fourth wall breaking like crazy.
Let's go.
But and then there's just like all these traps they run into. Like the main girl's like, "I don't want to deal with this," and the deer girl all of a sudden turns to like a jacked dude, and she's like, "Remember what I told you? We must stand strong." And I'm like, this show is incredible.
Nice.
It's absolutely. Lo and behold, the person destroying everything is the main character of Kushitan's sister.
Oh.
Who has a sister complex through the roof.
Oh,
and it's hilarious, but it's like funny.
I know it's always funny, but every one of those storylines comes along, I'm like, ew.
Yeah, no, at first I was like, ugh, but it's like absolutely hilarious. And she's like, "Ever since you've been with this deer girl," and she's like bleeding, her eyes are like all bleeding. She's like, "Ever since you've been with this deer girl, she's like, before I used to come home running. She's like, you used to come home running to me. And she's like, the place we live? She's like, she's like, that's a home. Of course I would always go there. And it's just like so funny. And then the deer girl and the sister decide to get into this random competition deciding what to do, and the competition is run by the school.
Oh my
and
God.
And it's a quiz to who knows more about the main character girl, and it's super private and ridiculous. So like, is she wearing a bra, or is she wearing like this kind of thing? And then they're like, what does she do with her plushies that night? She like kisses them or something, and it's the main character just like, what is happening? Why is this? And there's what I love is there's these 3 random students, 1 guy, 2 girls. They're always in it, and they're just so random. They're just like,
there's in the background.
They're very detailed, and it's great. This episode was this show is absolutely hilarious. It's straight out of JoJo, just nonsense.
Nice.
And like it's super fun to watch.
I love it. That sounds so much fun. I always wonder if shows like that are like Japan's version of like Gumball.
They have to be.
Where it's just like random crap happening every episode.
Yeah, like in literally like the first episode, the deer girl gets like antler stuck in her head and she starts bleeding like crazy, and the main character's like face goes from like an anime face to the most detailed man face of like of disgust. It was just, I was like, I'll have so much fun with the show. I'll still give it like probably like a 7 or 6.8 because it's not that interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. It sounds like it's a lot of like it's living off of one-off clips, like one-off joke things, like scene sort of thing. But that's awesome. That's fun. I'm glad we didn't watch that, but like I like the idea of it.
No, I'm enjoying watching it. It's like right on my alley. I'm laughing my ass off.
Nice, awesome.
All
right, so my second show was Wistoria, Wand and Sword. I always want to call it Sword and Shield, like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Wisteria, Wand, and Sword. All right, so this is a good anime. Honestly, if it keeps going well, it might be a candidate for a regular review, in my opinion.
Ooh, wow.
But right now, first episode, I think there are 2 out currently. I haven't seen the second one yet. This is definitely just sort of like a Mashal or a Black Clover, like copycat. Because it's another one of those situations where the whole world is magic. But then there's this one guy that can't do it. But instead he's super duper strong. So
Classic.
This world has a really interesting like backstory to it. Like at one point the world was all darkness and there was evil and demons and all this stuff. And then like 5 wizards got together and cast this giant spell that created this tower that turns into like, at the top it turns into all these like spell seals sort of things, and it created the sky. It created like this blue, super bright sky. But like the show itself, like in the show, like it looks like that spell seal thing is like half gone right now. So like it's like slowly fading away. So Wisteria is the school this magic school that our dear hero is attending. I don't remember his name, but our hero is attending. And he can't do magic. The teachers kind of suck towards him. His fellow students, minus, 1 or 2, are horrible to him because he can't use magic, so they're obviously racist, of course. Making fun of him. One of the teachers is literally like, you should drop out, you suck. There's one teacher who's hardcore, like, I hate your guts.
Oh, no.
And there's one, there is a good teacher who is like, this kid is actually really smart and cool. But anyways, so this kid, he's trying to... It's actually got Kaiju 8 vibes too, in that nice. He had this childhood friend who she excelled at magic and she has gone up the tower. And so the whole point of the Wisteria School is they're training mages to become, they'll go out and do other things in the world, but the grand goal is kind of to go up the tower and be like one of these 5 wizards that I think maintain the seal, just like the original 5 did, essentially.
That would suck.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a you're stuck there sort of situation.
Not like an Adventure Time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One for the other.
When you go up in the frog wizard,
and they're stopping the comet and all that stuff. And now my brother Ezekiel can go die. Like, they're literally burying him. Awesome. No, I don't think it's one of those situations. And like, so his dear best friend, who's a girl, is up there. She's like the Ice Wand or something like that.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah. So she's up there and she's like looking down the tower all the time. It's like there's been like 2 or 3 cuts where it's like they're looking back at each other from the tower, and the tower is gigantic. The whole point of the show is he's trying to move forward so he can eventually achieve that, but he can't use any magic. Like he just he tries to cast spells. The mana doesn't respond to him.
What's his strength then?
So his strength is he's pretty much Asta. he just like is super duper strong. He's anime strong. He's probably jacked under his shirt, but he's anime strong.
Well, I mean, like he's like Mashal.
Pretty much, yeah. He's wicked strong. So there's a dungeon, multiple floors and all this stuff. Magic. They don't even explain it. Just magic. And there's 3 ways to keep moving in the school. And that's by you can either do by being good at magic, by being good at practical stuff like killing monsters, usually with magic is the idea, and then book learning. He's good at book learning and killing monsters, not the magic part.
Oh, that's where the sword comes in.
That's the sword part because he goes down to the dungeons and he kills magic wielding beasts with a sword, and like he's like super duper strong. And so the whole if you kill certain level monsters, you get credits to keep moving on. So, and that's like there's a good teacher that likes him who explains that to him and like tells him the monsters he needs to go get. So he's got a school bully and all this stuff who's just mean to him, and so the school bully finds out the monster that this kid's gonna go, our hero is gonna go fight to get his credits, and goes down to the dungeon ahead of him to try and kill it first, so the kid gets kicked out of school because teaches he's like, no magic, a no magic muggle, get him out of here. Sort of situation. And total douchebag, red hair, whole shtick, like.
Classic.
Like he has 2 goons with him too, and he's like asshole. He's an asshole to them. Anyways, they get down in the dungeon, and the goons get freaking bodied instantly.
Oh no!
I don't know if they're dead or not, but there's like this giant. There's literally this giant down there who's it's just a monster, and the kid's like shooting fireballs at it, can't do anything with it. And then our hero pops in and just starts going to town on it. After he had this really really good like a side to himself. It's like, oh, I gotta help him. Do I have to help him? He kind of sucks. And then he's like, nah, I gotta help him. But what I really enjoy, like, and he bodies this monster instantly, like literally just cuts it to pieces. Nice. And the whole time this is happening, so the bad teacher that's like hates the kid, and the good teacher are in the same room together, because the bad teacher found out that bully number 1 went down to the dungeon. Oh, and you can't go there without like escort or permission. And he's like, you send your good teacher, send your familiar to go find him and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, I will. Where are they? The 6th floor. And it's like, oh, don't worry. Will, that's his name. Will's down there. And then he like has a crystal ball because he's tracking Will. And so the good teacher pulls that up, and the bad teacher the entire time is like, what the fuck is going on? As the kid, like, apparently he's a prodigy when it comes to fighting. He's super strong. He can any attack he's seen once, he already knows it and analyzes attack patterns, and he has like he's fast as fuck. So bodies this monster. The racist teacher is like, nah, I ain't about this. I can't. This is still wrong. I'm not cool with this. And so the next episode that I have to watch is going to be this teacher, I'm pretty sure, duels the kid. Ooh. But the big part of the episode that I really, really liked was that the good teacher explained, like, in a world full of skinny mages, this is the only warrior out of all of them. So, like, it's a perfect balance at this point.
That was
so
like our point with Mashal.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, of course, he's like stronger than him because you're weak.
Yeah, and they like, and unlike Mashal, who just like, unlike Mash, who like, there was definitely someone else going on with him why he was like stupid strong, other than the fact that he was just lifting. Like, he was lifting, that was great, but he was like ridiculously strong. This kid looks like he's just actually that strong. Oh, nice. Like he actually like practices. I think we'll see. But that's pretty much the gist of the episode. He has this like cute little friend who's a girl who he calls cute, and she's obviously in love with him. So she like that was hilarious. That was a hilarious scene. But overall, the animations like, I don't explain it. It's really good on parts that I don't know why it's being good on. Because like the fighting scenes are decent. They're not like the best. They're not like blow my eyes away amazing, but they are good. But like there's just like times where they're moving around. Do you remember what was it called? Do you remember oh god, the symphony one where I don't remember the animation-ish style in that with the Mappa, people. So. Yeah, so it's sort of like that. It's actually got really good animation on like just scenes when he's just walking around, and like the fights are good. So if the show keeps going really well, it might be worth an actual anime review. But I don't know for right now. We'll see. Yeah. But right now, definitely recommend it. It's a solid 7. Could be an 8 after episode 2. Who knows?
Nice.
But it's definitely just a Black Clover. You know, it's definitely a story we've seen a million times. But also, isekais have blown ups, and we love every story with those.
Exactly.
So what's the big issue?
And it was one of those last minute too. I was just like, I saw it had really good reviews on my anime list, and I was like, I'm gonna check that out because I had my 2 already. So
yeah, it is good, and the character's likable. And he wears goggles in the dungeon, which is pretty dope.
That is pretty dope.
And he's got some cat with him. So
and like as this goes on, like right now we're explaining the show to us, but like we'll just be doing
eventually we'll be reviewing, or
next week we'll be doing episode reviews, and it's kind of like we're just keeping each other up on the story.
Yeah, right now we've not discussed this overall. Well, obviously this is a work in progress session, so like if we like the way we're going, we'll keep doing this
No,
way,
I
or
think
we'll
we
swap
got
it
it,
up.
yeah.
I think we got it, but like,
Yeah.
no,
what I'm saying is like it's just good to have more.
We'll do a sit rep.
Well, it's good to have more anime.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And like we don't have enough time to watch it all unless we get more listeners. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Tell our friends.
And then the last anime that I had to watch was Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. As I started this anime, it's tough to watch these kind of animes the older you get.
Oh boy.
Because, it's a bunch of high school kids in relationships.
Yeah.
And, like I did see that one scene before with Crunchyroll where like there's like a whole sock scene. So I'm like, as I start this, I'm like, the older I get, the creepier this is.
Oh, yeah.
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 However, this show rules. I love this show. I am so glad I watched this show. It is incredible. It's so good.
Really?
I love slice of life to begin with, and this show is nailing it.
Okay, all right.
So the whole concept is that there's this girl, Alya, and she's like this Russian and Japanese girl, but like she's Russian, obviously. And she is like, super pretty, super popular. Yeah. First of all, they're like 13, 14 years old in the show.
Is she actually Russian?
Yeah, her dad is like.
So
her
she's
dad
like
is,
from Russia.
Her dad, she's not from Russia. Her
dad is Russian.
Maybe she transferred over here. Maybe I don't know. We don't know yet. But like her dad is Russian, 100%.
Got it.
And of course, the episode starts out with like some guy like asking her to just get drinks, and she's like, "No, screw you," blah blah blah. Then she gets to class, and you meet the main character of the show, who she definitely has the hots for. And one thing I do love about this anime is that it's openly that she has the hots for him, because she openly says things in Russian, like that she has hots for him. It starts out like he's like this. He was watching anime, talking to his otaku friend. That's why like he was falling asleep in class, because he's like, I was up 2 hours after talking. She's like, you're so lazy, blah blah. And then she says something in Russian, we don't know what it is. And he's like, what was that about? And she's like, well, I called you stupid or whatever. Lo and behold, we find out he understands Russian.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty great, honestly. Because she says something again. She's like, you cutie, you.
Okay.
And he's like. And he gets red-faced, and he's like, but he pretends he doesn't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
He pretends he does not know what she's talking about. It's stupid on this level. It's the only reason he knows Russian is because he had a friend when he was younger, a girl who was Russian that he talked to. He learned Russian so he could talk to him. Obviously, it's Alya.
Oh,
I
see.
Obviously,
Alya.
That's silver. She had silver hair. She has silver hair. It's obviously Alya. I don't know why he can't put the two and two together. Regardless,
dumb boy.
It's very nice and refreshing to have a anime slice of life, romantic harem, wherever, where the main character isn't an idiot. Mm-hmm. Like he knows she's into him.
Yeah,
and he's like kind of into her too, but like he just doesn't want to like blow up his spot. Anyways, it's hilarious that he knows Russian.
Yeah.
So then, like, I was already loving it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty funny. This is pretty cute. Like, whatever, This is how I view it. Cute. There's two scenes I skipped. One with the sock scene, which is actually, it is pretty funny. Okay. But they do like a panty shot of the girl. She's like 13. I can't see that. Ugh. But it's like the whole scene is like her sock is wet. They're there early in the morning because like they're the ones in charge of in Japan. Keeping the classrooms neat, nice. And
neat.
Yeah. This is the first episode. And she has some dirt in her pants, and she takes her sock off, and immediately he's like, ugh. And she's like,
an ankle.
Yeah, no, yeah. And she's like, grab my sock from like the locker. She's like, I'll give you a treat for doing it correctly. She's like, you can put my sock on. He's like, oh my God, this is like some kind of fetish. Like, this is ridiculous. People in the world have this kind of fetish. And she's like, oh, you say it's not true? He's like, no, it totally is. Oh, side note, there's a great scene where it just cuts to the lunchroom. It's him and his two buddies. One's like a decently looking good. One kid looks like Connie from Attack on Titan. Yeah. The scene just starts with that kid just going, ah! He's like, why can't girls be attracted to me? And I died laughing. The one kid just, and nowhere, and then his other buddy's just like, so you like your soup? And he's like, why is no one listening to me? And they're like, oh, just as your usual outburst you give. Anyways, regardless, the sock scene was pretty funny because he goes to put it on, and then he actually touches her private areas, and
whoop.
Yeah, but I kind of skipped over it, so I didn't really see the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fair. We're getting to an age.
Yeah, no, they're like 13, 14 years old in the show.
I really hope there aren't like old men in Japan that like watch this.
It's just like, I think
like, I don't think it's like a punchy fighty one, but like this is like, or like a drama. But, like,
I think you have to like, I think it's like a class of like, you just like, you have to look into like, as in like you're an adult and like seeing teenagers have like a romance. You're just like, it's cute, it's entertaining to you, but you don't like, you're just like, you don't see the romantic connection. I don't know. There's just like a weird. It's like watching like Stranger Things or like shows where there's like younger kids in it and whatever. It's like, and romances evolves. Like, yeah, you still like, like Sabrina, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just like, you do like want certain people to get together, but it's more of like a entertainment aspect. Like I don't have any interest in any of the characters.
No.
Regardless. So then they introduce like this other girl who is a childhood friend of his, who seems like she's got the hots for him.
Okay.
So immediately there's a love triangle. So I was like, this is hilarious. And then he goes home to him and like their school. They're all, the two girls are part of the school, student council, the Alya and the other girl. And they all walk home separate after they all get dinner together, whatever. Then he walks in his apartment. This literally almost like, I was like, I'm done watching the show. I can't watch it. He walks in the apartment and the one girl's there, his childhood friend.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay. And then lo and behold, it's his little sister.
Oh, okay.
Who seems like she's got the hots for him. So I was like,
Ugh.
I'm not watching this. This is stupid. Lo and behold, I think they nailed this.
Really?
I don't think she has the hots for him. Actually, in any sense of the word. They actually seem like great siblings. She's a dork, just like him. They're like nerdy anime manga dorks.
That's funny.
And they like talk about, there's like a scene that like, there's this where like, first she's reading one manga with like incest in it, whatever. And he points out that's terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's gonna have the hots for him. This is fucking terrible. If that ends up happening, if you read the manga, if she ends up having hots for him, I'm gonna stop watching the show.
That's fair. Yeah. That's weird.
And there's a scene in the morning where she jumps on his bed and she's on top of him. But like, it was more like just sibling, like, I've never had a sister, but it was more like siblings just like fucking around.
Gotcha.
Like it was no sexual stuff happening.
Gotcha.
And so she tells everyone at school that she's just a childhood friend of his. And what I'm getting out of this is that, which is quite hilarious, is she has a persona at school where she's just like very prim and proper, like she's not a nerd and any kind of things. Is that she's just fucking with him.
Really?
Like, yeah, like she pretends like, you know, she's into him.
Uh-huh.
Just to fuck with that Alya girl.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're hilarious together, her and her brother. Like, they're funny as hell. Like, they're just like, they were talking about manga, and they're just like, she's a dork. They're dorks. They're absolute fucking dorks.
Yeah.
You find out that's like, when he said I was up late talking with my otaku friend about the anime they're watching, that was her.
Okay, all right.
And, and there's a part of messaging where he's like, messaging her, he's like, I think I'm into legs, and she's like, really, you're into legs? Like, why? Like, it's just like they're like just siblings.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. That even made me like the show even more.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's fine. All right. Okay.
And like, there's this whole scene where they go to like the spicy noodle restaurant, and like his sister, who's like, Alya thinks they're just friends, and she's like, Alya's like, why you dressed like a boy today? You know, because she doesn't like her because she thinks they're and she's like, well, you know, like. She's like, this is his shirt because I was in his bed this morning. And then Alya's like, what? And I die laughing. And of course he's like, then there's like this whole scene where Alya like goes to try and close. She has no friends.
Okay.
Because she's such a bitch.
So who's the main character in this?
It's I can't remember his name, but he's the main
character kid. Okay,
he's the main character. She's such a bitch, so he's friends with her. Because she likes him a lot. One of the great things about the show, she constantly in Russian is telling him how much she likes him. Happens all the time, and it's amazing. And she thinks he doesn't know Russian,
and
but
the entire time he's just getting redder and redder.
Yeah, he does. He knows.
Seize the opportunity, man.
Like there's one time where they're like working, like cleaning up a storage room, and she once again thinks it's not his sister. She thinks it's like a rival, and he's like, she goofing off with her and all this kind of stuff, and she's like, it would be nice if you paid attention to me. She's like, starts singing a song. It's not actual. She's like, come over to me in Russian. She's just like, yeah, damn it. He's like, yeah. The second he tells her, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a huge payout.
But there's this whole sequence where his sister leaves to go do something, whatever, and then Alya needs new clothes, so she goes to try on clothes, and she's like a fashion show almost, and she's like, I'll try this on. But if he hates it, blah, blah, she tries it on. He's like, you look absolute elegant, blah, blah. He's, first of all, a dork.
Oh, of course he is, yeah.
He's like,
he's a super nerd.
Yeah, you look at...
Is that why you can't go and talk to her?
No, they're like friends. They are friends. His sister's even funnier, honestly. She has like such cringy lines where she's like, and he's like, that was so cringe. She's like, I'm the cringiest. She's such a dork. But he tells her she looks really pretty or something like that. And then she immediately closes. She's like, oh, thank you. She closes the curtain. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you look pretty. And then he's on the ground. He's like, this is so embarrassing. And then he keeps telling her she looks pretty and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like a scene where she's like, I can't stop this. It's so great. Because she's enjoying him calling her pretty so much. Then she kind of puts on that was another scene I skipped when she first got in the dressing room. She takes her pants off slowly. And I was like,
no, thank
skip.
you. Gone.
But then she puts on a little skimpier outfit, which actually really wasn't that skimpy. I don't know why she called it skimpy, but she did. And then she was like, what is he going to think of this? She's like, how do you think I look like this? And then his sister came back, and his sister was like, kind of looks like a whore.
That's awesome. Oh, I love characters like that.
It was great.
Kind of like a sloot.
Yeah, that's another thing in the Deer one. They keep making fun of the main character for being a virgin, which good she is. She's like in high school. But this anime is amazing.
Nice. Okay.
I love.
So we got two solid. We each got a solid one here. That's awesome. Nice.
I'm gonna give this an 8.7.
Really?
It is so fun.
Nice.
Like,
okay. All right.
I literally openly died laughing. I was on the bike watching it, and I was like, "This is right on my alley." I'm watching Slice of Life in a minute. I can't wait. There's more romantic rivals coming in. Bring them in. Come on.
Nice.
Let's have a good time with this. Like, I love the main character. He's great. He loves anime.
Okay. All right. I like it. Nice. Fun.
Yeah. This is a. I was worried about watching the show.
Yeah.
And as it started, I was like,
you were worried about watching both of them too, and it turned out that they turned out pretty well.
I was really worried about this one though, because as I started, I was like, I'm too old for this. I can't watch this.
Nice.
And then I was like, this is amazing. I even texted Cody. I was like, Cody, I know you love it. Watch it.
Here you go. Check this one out. You're gonna enjoy it so much, my friend. Nice.
So I'm definitely still reviewing this one. I actually like this idea. We're covering more anime.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I like it.
And now, if like we're covering all bases here. We got comedy, such life, showings.
We're literally doing everything.
Yeah, we got everything. So
yeah, nice.
So tell your friends, keep listening. We're gonna keep covering more and more anime. We are the best anime podcast out there.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, we are. We are. Yeah. There's other anime ones, but we're the most normal nerd dudes, and we love anime.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.